So tomorrow is Bisexuality Visibility Day. And you might ask why, in a time of pride and a time of unprecedented acceptance, we still need a Visibility Day. Well, it's mainly because it's not new. It's not fashionable. It's not a halfway point or an undecided. Although many people come out as bi and then change their mind. I just am. I'm not defined by the relationship that I am in, nor does my sexuality define my relationship. Human sexuality is a wonderful thing, but for those of us who don't inhabit the binary of L or G or straight, we're often deleted or hidden everywhere we go. Because I have a husband and now a baby, I am presumed to be straight. So I get asked, why do you do that? How did you get involved with this thing? Particularly when I'm asked about my LGBT work. I shouldn't have to justify myself or give a potted history of my past relationships to explain why I'm a member of the LGBT community. This is who I am, and it's who I've always been. But let me introduce you to someone else who's also deleted as someone who probably was bi and you never really thought about it. David. Sometimes David is adopted as gay because he talks about his love for Jonathan. Sometimes his love for Jonathan is diminished to be that of just a friendship. But let's describe David a different way. David loved women. He had at least 7 wives, 7 got named, and many more are described as existing, both wives and concubines. He loved women so much that he sent a man to die because he fell in lust with his wife, who was skinny dipping on a rooftop. Okay, she was bathing, but clearly she was naked because otherwise he wouldn't have been that interested. And David loved Jonathan, and Jonathan loved David. They each risked their lives for the other. And okay, you might do that for a very good friend. David was bereft by Jonathan's death, and in the end adopted his son as his own, and gave back to Jonathan's children what was taken from them. So why do we not name it? Why do we draw a mask over those relationships and push David into one camp or another? David was, by modern terms, bisexual and polyamorous. But we still don't like to talk about things in a sex-positive way. We still don't live in a society where we talk about love and sex. And we certainly don't like to do it in church. We still hide from that reality. David didn't marry women because it was politically expedient. It was not politically expedient to send Bathsheba's husbands to his death. It was normal for him to have many wives. It was not normal for him to describe a friendship with an unrelated man as that of a brother, or as more powerful than women. He talked unashamedly about the way that he loved people. We would do a lot to learn from it, but we're still stuck with the legacy of the Victorians who liked us to cover table legs lest we get too lustful for the tables. That's our reality in church. Our altars have cloths that go down to the floor because the Victorians were worried about table legs. Our churches define what marriage is and isn't, who's included and who's not. And when MCC came on the scene and started to talk about sex in a positive way, we were classed as too revolutionary, shocking. When people talk about the marriages that they had or have, we still, even in MCC, hide those people who self-define as bisexual or pansexual, we can debate the terms, and push everybody to get off the fence and decide. Well, we don't all get off the fence. If David had wanted to decide, he had enough power to decide to be with Jonathan if that's what he wanted. He didn't. He wanted them both. So, as we think tomorrow about Bisexual Visibility Day, tongue twisting, we should remember that this is not new. When they finalised the canon of the Bible, they did not remove those bits. They left them there for us to see. They left them there for us to realise that the human relationships we have with each other and the relationships we have with God include our sexuality and its entire diversity. Whatever your sexuality, find yourself in the people of the Bible and remember that we are all included. Amen.